Hey everybody, and welcome back to another Crackin' Packs video. I am your host, MrBevers. That's right, we're back with some more Unstable. The most unstable of sets. It's a silver bordered set. It's not legal in any format other than its own format, which is basically just like the unsets. You can play it in limited and draft. Some people make cubes out of it. I'm sure that a lot of people out there, in fact, we know Kitchen Table Commander, if you're unfamiliar with him. He has a YouTube channel as well. Very solid dude. Lives in and around my area, so I've met him a few times in person. We've hung out a couple times. Really good guy. He has a unset commander deck, which is like, he uses Urza's Head, which is from this set, as the commander. And that's like, he agreed with that for his playgroup because they were like, sure, why not? It doesn't sound like you're going to make it too OP. It just sounds like it's going to be a fun deck for you to play, and it's going to be fun to play against because it's going to have some wacky things go on. And so, like, check with your playgroups, right? Because, I mean, like, even though they're not legal in, you know, all of the formats, basically, doesn't mean that you and your friends can't agree to make commander decks or make, you know, standard or pioneer decks and like throw things in like this if you're okay with it, as long as it's not like game breaking. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like someone has like a turn 2 combo with some weird unset card from one of the first unsets that breaks the game with X card from, you know, this Modern Horizons set or whatever, right? Then yeah, okay, maybe you don't do that, but you know, have fun with it, everybody. That's what Magic's all about. Have fun with each other. Anyway, speaking of, we've got a box of free-range goblins. It's MTG Unpacked's favorite product right there. A box of free-range goblins. He probably has a few of them, I would assume, stashed away. If you're unfamiliar with MTG Unpacked, you should definitely go check him out. He's a solid dude as well. Spell Suck. Good old Spell Suck. I guess I put these over this side just because then I can stack them up properly. Stinging Scorpion. Good old host card, a nice little host. For those of you unfamiliar with what hosts are, I'll put this down here so that you can see what I'm talking about after the fact. Wrench Rigger. Adorable kitten! Look at how cute it is. It's so fuzzy. You will never suspect the kitten. Timeout. Put him in a jar! Put him in a jar! Mother Kangaroo. Oh, there's a squirrel. There's a squirrel on the back of that kangaroo. Voracious Vacuum. Holy moly, we've had, what, 4 host creatures from this pack? That's a lot of host creatures, actually. No augments, though, which is kind of awkward. Border Guardian. But, you know what? Augments are completely useless if you don't have the hosts. So the host is actually the more important card, to be fair. Border Guardian. Super Duper Death Ray. I swear it'll work this time. Cracks Other Thumb. If you're unfamiliar, there is a card called Crack's Thumb. And our rare is Cramped Bunker. This card is hilarious. So if you can see there, it says at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, that player moves a permanent he or she controls to touch Cramped Bunker, and no other permanents. If he or she cannot, destroy each permanent that player controls that isn't touching Cramped Bunker, then sacrifice it. So you basically, like, go around the table on each turn, and this is only opponents, right? So not you, right? At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, they have to like move a card to touch Cramped Bunker without overlapping it with other cards, and it's all permanents. So they're lands, they're creatures, all of that stuff. And then once they can't place a card without touching another card other than Cramped Bunker, they blow up all of their other things that are not touching this. What a ridiculous card. What a ridiculous card. And so, like, I left this Stinging Scorpion here, but we didn't get any augments, so I guess I'll just, like, put it off to the side for the moment. We've got a Sweet Swamp here. Look how gorgeous. The lands are absolutely gorgeous in here. Then you have the Contraption cards, which is a new mechanic that they added to Unstable, where you basically had a secondary deck that you play with, which is your contraption deck. So, for instance, this is Thud for Duds, which is whenever you crank Thud for Duds, roll 2 6-sided dice. Thud for Duds deals damage to target creature equal to the difference between those results. So if you roll a 1 and a 6, you deal 5 damage. But if you roll like a 2 and a 3, it's only 1, right? So, not, you know, it can be good, but it can also be bad. And then we've got Dictation Quillograph, and then you can see this is how the back of the cards look. So you can see it's quite different from the regular back of Magic cards, and that is like this is essentially your sprocket. So like you spin your sprockets or crank your contraptions, and so you attach these contraptions when you build them to one of these 3 sprockets. So left side, middle, right side of the card, right? And then when you move the die at each upkeep, you crank the things that are on that sprocket. Now, to be fair, you only crank, as far as I understand, to start the game with crank on sprocket 3 at the beginning of your upkeep. If you control a contraption, move the crank. So it only moves once you have a contraption. So anyway, we got Dictation Quillograph there, and then we got a sweet foil beast token that has the nice full art on the back. Look at that gorgeous beastie right there. There it is. Foily. Yeah, they put the foil tokens in these packs, which I thought was really cool. And then the ones that were, like, not the full art on the back have, like, some sort of, like, funny, gimmicky ad type thing on the back of them, which is kind of cool. Steady-handed Mook. Good old 1/1 Death Touch. We got a feisty Stegosaurus. It's feisty. Chipper Chopper. You know, Hoisted Hireling, Merman, lots of host creatures still here. Squirrel Dealer, friggin' coat full of squirrels. My goodness. Adorable Kitten is back again. Amateur Auteur. So this is another one that there is like 4 copies of this with just different art on it. So that's kind of cool. We've got a Knight of the Kitchen Sink as our first uncommon. We've got Aerial Toastmaster. We have... there's our first augment card. Look at this. So here's our Scorpion. And here's our half-orc, half-scorpion. So we've got a Scorpion. Half-orc, half-scorpion. So now what it does is it says... So the Scorpion says, when it enters the battlefield, target creature an opponent controls gets -1/-1 until end of turn. Now the half-orc, half-scorpion says, trample, gives it +3/+1, so it now becomes a 6/3 with trample. And it says, at the beginning of each end step, if an opponent was dealt damage this turn, target creature an opponent controls gets -1/-1. So there you go. Not too shabby. And then our rare is Oddly Uneven, which is a 3-mana or a 5-mana sorcery that says choose one, destroy each creature with an odd number of words in its name, or destroy each creature with an even number of words in its name. The odds are good, but the goods are odd. See? And then we got a sweet forest. There it is. Nice forest. And we got a targeting rocket as our first contraption. And our second contraption is Top Secret Tunnel. It looks super secret to me. I mean, you definitely can't tell it's there, right? Just ignore all of the signage. It's fine. It's fine. And we got a sweet foil zombie token, which has got the full art on the back. There it is. Very nice. And then moving on to the last pack, because we're trying to keep these quick so that they're under 10 minutes, but let's see if we can get there. Paniac, Sacrifice Play, You Daddy Rat, Wall of Fortune, all the D, like 10 set basically, or whatever you want to call it, dice set. Ground Pounder, Numbing Jellyfish, Enraged Killbot, another one that has, I believe, 4 different arts for it, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Secret Base. This is the one where it's like it adds a mana, but you can only spend it to have a share watermark with Secret Base. So the watermark on this one is like the potion thing. First Pick. So this is our first uncommon. First Pick. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. Assemble a contraption. Teacher's Pet. And, ooh, we got an augment. Another augment. Rhino. Rhino Scorpion. Whatever this creature blocks. That'd be pretty sweet. And our rare is a Graveyard Busybody, which is a 6 mana, 4 and a blue for a star human spy that says all graveyards are also your graveyard. Graveyard Busybodies, power and toughness are each equal to the number of cards with flavor text in your graveyards. So you get to just claim access to everyone's graveyard. They're all mine. Everyone's graveyard is my graveyard now. Take that. Take that, everyone. Island. Gorgeous island. Then we got another rare here. So there's our rare contraption. Nice guest list. Top Secret Agent. Whenever you crank guest list, target creature gets -X/-X until end of turn, where X is the number of creature cards in its controller's graveyard. Hence the secret agents, because they always die, right? Deceased. Inflation Station, and then our token is a foil elemental with the nice full art on the back. So there you go. 3 foil tokens, all with nice full art on the back. Some sweet lands, some really interesting weird rares, and then a second rare from the last pack. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I've been your host, MrBevers. This has been a little quickie of Unstable. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you want some more explanation of how the cards work? Do you want me to just rip through them a lot faster? Let me know. I'd appreciate the feedback. Thanks so much, everyone, for watching. And as always, may your pulls ever be better.